Hi there, thank you for joining. Today, I'm going to show you how to section your client's hair into 4. For this one, I'm going to show you how to do a center part, although that's not necessary. Most of the time, I just leave it at the client's natural part. However, if you do want to have a perfectly centered part, then you're going to line up your tail comb with the center of your client's nose. So this client is not living or breathing, so I can run a comb from their nose all the way back. And hopefully by the time you're working on live clients, you can be able to see that without having to actually line it up. So all I did was run it back straight to me and drew a straight line. But the most important thing is actually your side part. In order to do a proper parting on the side of the head, you need to find the apex of the head. So just like math and graphs, the apex is that top point in your graph. So again, I don't have a living client here, so I can balance a comb on their head. However, hopefully, again, by the time you're working on a real person, you'll be able to find the apex easily. So if I'm balancing my comb, it's that point where it's balancing. And then I'm just going to take the end of my tail comb and I'm going to place it right at that apex. What a lot of people do in the beginning is for some reason they take the tip of the tail comb off the head. Here it's still relatively straight, even though I did that. But if you have a client with really curly hair, you are not going to get a straight parting on the side. So what you really need to do is make sure that that tip of your tail comb is staying on the scalp. Very, very gently, you want to, just like as if it's a marker, draw a line on your client's head. So as you can see, I'm changing the direction of my comb. I'm off to the side, but you need to be in front of the section you're working on. It will be a lot better. So here I have a nice straight line. My client is looking forward and my section is 90 degrees. So it's straight up and down like a wall. That's basically what I tell everybody else. I don't want the wall leaning forwards. I don't want the wall leaning backwards. I just want it straight up and down. If it's forwards or backwards, your wall's going to fall down. And if you notice, I have it lined up to right behind the ear. This one is a little bit more forward than I usually do, so we're just going to kind of fix that up. And you know that you're in the right spot if your line, if it continues, if it's behind the back of the ear and the back hairline from right behind the ear. And then you're just going to clip it. I'm just a fast clipper. I tend not to do all those little space bun things, but hey, if you want to make a little space bun and clip that, go for it. Now, when you're doing the other half, it's a lot easier. You don't need to find the apex anymore because you're just going to continue the line from the other side. So I'm checking out where that line started. I'm going to put the tip of my comb there, and then I'm going to draw the line. Again, be in front of the section you're working on, not off to the side like I am here. Although I just remembered that I should show you what not to do. So see here how I am curving my wrist. As a hairstylist, you want to do that as little as possible. There are going to be times when you're going to do that, but sectioning is not one of them. So just as you can see, if I move my wrist, I'm not going to get a straight line. You want a straight line. Your tool is straight, your arm is straight, your wrist is straight, the line should be straight. So again, I'm just drawing a straight line and grabbing the hair, parting it, and there we go. We have a nice section going to right behind the ear. And then depending on the service, I usually leave it just like this if I'm doing blow dries or anything like that. Blow dries, flat irons, curling irons, packaged highlights. But if you're doing hair color services like root touch-ups, virgin application going lighter, you want to center down the middle. So being in front of the section, so I'm off to the side so you can see that I didn't get my line right in the center. This one's a pivot point mannequin, so you could see a little V at the bottom that tells me where the center is. So instead of brushing out my section all over again and starting, I'm just going to trace over it again and try to get my line a little bit more centered. There we go. I think I'm still like a millimeter off to the left, but hey, that's good. So again, I'm just going to do a quick clip up of these here so that you can take a look. And then I'm going to show you what the sections should look like from the top. So again, I wanted to explain why your line should be behind the ear. Some people put it over the ear, but the problem with that is that if you have your section over the ear, then the back section ends up being totally massive, and then the front section is teeny tiny. And then that doesn't really distribute the hair properly for most services. So make sure that your line is behind that ear. And then when you're looking at that line from the top, you want it to be a straight line, straight up and down from behind the ear to behind the ear on the other side. And that's when you know you have a perfectly good section. So let me know in the comments below if this was helpful to you. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and if you have any other questions, please let me know. Thanks for joining. Until next time.